Today is my big fat little Dumbu brother Suri's birthday, and I really don't know how years passed when this little boy who was Gola Gola and Chabbu turned into a young man. Going by the memory lane, if I start recalling, there are many such incidents which I wouldn't be able to express in such a short span of time, but I still can't forget what kind of a bossing sister I was, and I would make him oblige to whatever I demanded. He was always ready, be available there for me, and he would oblige. Whatever I wanted, I would make him do. I would consider him as a private property, exclusively my property. Very, very possessive I was, and I have the authority and right to boss over him, to tease him, make fun of him, and probably bash him and scold him. But if anybody else would do, I would never spare them. And I remember some incidents when we were together in the hostel at Sai Public School, where I would be feeding him with all my share of food, especially the dosas, idlis and samosas and the puris which we used to get on Sundays, because I never wanted my brother to go half hungry. So I would starve myself, and I would make sure that he would get all my share of food, but at the cost of something, and that something is nothing but getting my bashings and scoldings in return. But he would be readily obliged to do that, because samosas are more precious than the beatings I would give him. And he has always been a sensitive boy, as much as I would say, like he would never want anybody around him to undergo any kind of suffering. He was the one always who would take a plunge, to take the blame onto himself and save somebody. It is this quality which always made him unique from others. And I always took him for granted, and I still take him for granted, because he is the kind of brother I always wanted. And definitely I would say he is the apple of my mom and dad's eye. And a little correction, I am the bigger apple, by the way. And and he is definitely a wonderful gift my mom and dad had given me in the form of a sibling. Although he is grown up and independent now, and he has his own family, still somewhere in my heart I still feel possessive about him. If I'm hurting Shobha and Sagar, please excuse me, because somewhere I'm a possessive sister still at heart. And after all, he is my sibling, and we have grown up together with a lot of love, sharing, bonding, and a lot of fights, which I would like to say, when we used to fight and argue, like from pulling his hair to breaking the furniture at home. Sometime I remember we broke a wash basin also. And everybody used to say his sensitive area is his head, like his hair especially. So, wherever I hit him, it wouldn't have much impact on him. And when I hold his hair, he would, the whole body used to shake. And when I understood this technique, my target was always to catch hold of his hair somehow and make him obliged to do whatever I wanted. Poor chap, he has taken a lot of beatings and bashings from me. But he wouldn't mind, because one bashing, one samosa extra. One bashing, one idli extra. After all, samosas and idlis are more precious than the beatings, So these were, small incidents. If I have to, go down the memory lane, there are n number of such incidents which I enjoyed with my brother. But it's very difficult to share in this short span of time. He is a doting brother, and always I tried to pull his cheeks, and his recent visit to Mumbai I can never forget, because I had undergone 2 major surgeries at that time, and I was on the bed. And I remember that poor boy who was almost near my bed attending to me right from making me gulp water. When I wanted an apple, he would get a slice of apple. When I wanted a plum, he was running around to get a plum for me. Whatever I wanted, even at this age, even now, though we have independent families, still he is attentive, still he showers the same kind of affection on me. Though I am elder to him, 2.5 years elder to him, he exhibits a lot of maturity than me at times, and I must admit the fact that he is God Almighty's special blessing in the form of a brother whom I got, and I am proud to be his sister. If God gives me an opportunity to choose who would you want to be as a brother in your next janam, I would definitely say I want Suresh as my brother, because he is one and only and a unique personality, I would say, full of overwhelming kindness, and he is a boy. The qualities which I see in him, which make him special, are he is always ready to rescue people. He never takes or never holds grudges on anybody, always forgiving, always at the giving end rather than at the receiving end. And he always used to carry a water bottle, which was like a 5-liter Saffola can, what we call in India 5-liter Sundrop Saffola. That was the trademark water bottle. All his accessories were different, for which reason he is very much, seen differently. If anybody teases him, whether for his personality or whether for his academic performance, I wouldn't spare those people, and there were times where we broke furniture also. Those were the kind of fights we had, and definitely my only wish today is, may God shower upon his choicest blessings on my brother Suri, and I would the thought that he would always be there for me, though we are living continents apart, that he is always there for me anytime I want, forever, and anytime I want, forever, and anywhere. I'm becoming speechless and emotional.